Welcome to Mickey Guru Travel Talk with Christy, Gina, Eric, and Kyle. Let's sit back and chat about some magical destinations.
Hey there, welcome to another episode of Mickey Guru Travel Talk. I'm Christy, and I'm your host this week. And with me, we're all here because we're still staying at home.
Right.
Got nowhere else to be.
Yeah, so we have Kyle.
Hey, everyone.
Gina.
Hi.
And Eric.
Hi.
And tonight, we are going to talk Disney Springs reopening, and then we're going to get really creative and talk about line queues at Walt Disney World, what we like, and ones that we would either remake or give to attractions. So that's where we're going to head tonight. But before we do that, we want to talk about what we're drinking. So Kyle, What are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking a fine local beer to Asheville, Highland Gaelic Ale, which is a nice, tasty lager. Or ale, I'm sorry.
Ale.
Okay, this is a really bad question, but what's the difference? I was going to say, is there one? But I'm guessing there is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ales are typically brewed and made at like natural temperatures, where they're fermented without any kind of heat or anything, I think. And then like a lager, it's a cold fermentation process, and they put hops or something on the top of it, I think, when they're done.
Huh.
Ales are usually brown.
Ales can be darker. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
They're very dark, typically.
I have heard of pale ales.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that term before.
They're lighter than this. See, this is a nice caramelly color. It's good. It's good beer.
I like caramel.
Mm.
On your apples.
On my apples.
Not in your beer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably not.
Gina, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking a bottle of suntan lotion. That's what it tastes like.
I'm sorry. What was that?
I was like, what? Kyle, intervene. This is not
No, right?
healthy.
It's a stop.
I'm drinking Sunbum in a bottle. Now, I just whipped it up before we came on, so I used Malibu rum, which if you know anything about Malibu rum, it's coconut flavored, and then I added it to a peach cranberry and
yeah, no.
peach cranberry drink.
You should have talked to me before you did that.
So it literally tastes like sunscreen smells. Like it's just a weird.
This is what happens when you go out on your own.
It is. Sorry. Well, we had this slight.
Always consult your bartender.
Mm-hmm.
We had a slight trauma right before we were supposed to be down here. So Maddie cut her foot and we couldn't find Band-Aids, and she passes out at the sight of blood. So it was just a whole ordeal.
So you made yourself a double then, right?
Right.
Just dump that stuff in there.
Right? Just yeah. Anyway, it smelled good. Or it does smell good, but
what would you normally put Malibu with? Because I love coconut flavored stuff. You wouldn't put that with rum and Coke.
Put it on a lot of ice, right? Kind of make like a pina colada kind of thing?
Yeah, I do like a pina colada with it.
Ooh, so pineapple juice.
Pineapple juice is good with it. Mm-hmm. Even regular orange juice is good.
If you want to get really sick, the more sugar, the better.
Yeah.
Right? Cool. All right, what are you drinking?
More importantly than what I'm drinking is my goblet here that I have for today, which is my 45th anniversary Magic Kingdom mug.
Oh,
which I love very much. I do love a good goblet. But I am drinking,
hey, Harry.
More of a chalice guy myself, but
kind of a chalice-y goblet sort of thing. Yeah. This is black cherry seltzer. That's it. Just polar black cherry seltzer. Kind of went.
That sounds good.
Yum.
Kind of went on the low-cal side tonight.
Well, because you were drinking earlier today. So.
Right.
And I have something that's horrible. It's I'm turning it the wrong way.
You tell.
Sobe water.
Strawberry dragon fruit. And I had never tried it till I sat down, much like Gina sat down here, took a sip, and went, "Oh, this is going to be a long episode." It's got that artificial sugar taste, and I love my tea unsweetened, but don't make it diet.
Yeah.
I don't want the artificial stuff.
Yeah.
So I should have just brought another iced tea, but I know on our last episode I was drinking iced tea, and I figured it'd look really silly to have it again.
Yeah.
But
it's all right.
It's your thing, man.
It's your
all
drink.
Right.
It is. And next time I'm going to have
Drink of
alcohol.
choice.
All right.
Well,
We'll see.
so
Don't hurt yourself.
Nobody went and got lemonade.
no.
Mm.
Although I did find out my friend Stephanie's going to the grocery store tomorrow, and she's like, "Do you need anything?" And I'm thinking, lemonade.
Lemonade.
So
There you
we'll
go.
see. We got her
And
cherry
sour
pie
mix, apparently.
filling.
Oh, did you give her that today?
I did.
Okay.
Last week she needed a cherry pie filling, so we kind of do this weird like grocery swap.
Yeah. Tit for tat.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, so this week, big exciting news is that Disney Springs opened,
Woohoo.
and there's some like funny stuff going on down there. So now that they're opening, the aerofoil balloon is flying again. So I'm super excited because, as you guys know, we loved that. We did that last year. It was a lot of fun. But there's some weirdness too, right, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely. That's when I heard about this this Orwellian voice that's being broadcast throughout the whole downtown Disney area of these basically I guess a rundown of all the the requirements and the things that you should look out for, things you should do and things you should look out for: washing your hands, using hand sanitizer, doing your jumping jacks, having your
push-ups, eat your oatmeal.
Yeah, you're having your Solent Green, for, I don't know, it seemed kind of weird to me, and I'm sure it's probably multilingual, so you get to enjoy the.
Oh my gosh! Do you
Spanish
think they do
version.
it in like Spanish and
Oh, I hope so.
Mandarin
too.
and like
French.
or something?
I
Oh my
hope they do.
gosh!
They got to do it at least in Spanish because
In
everything
Spanish,
is,
yeah.
even the
Right.
monorail.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. So yeah, I can't wait to experience that. Maybe. I'll get a good laugh.
I don't. There's something very disturbing about it to me. I just feel like it's just
You, yes, you.
Right,
right.
they're gonna be like,
You did not wash your hands for 20 seconds. It was only 18. Go back.
Gina Greenway, wash your hands.
Exactly.
Right.
Wash your hands, Gina Greenway.
you could totally, like, usually you hear
She's
music.
just looking around going, what?
What?
Who is that?
Usually you hear music and that kind of stuff, like the very
Right.
faint
Right.
ambient music,
Yeah.
and now it's like, wash your hands.
You can't have your Starbucks until you wash your hands. Gina's like, what?
Like the little mister over what's the name of the big store?
World of Disney?
The World of Disney
World
store.
of
You know,
Disney,
like
yeah.
that mister.
Yeah.
Right.
You should replace that with just hand sanitizer. So just as you're walking under it, and just people like grabbing it, like
Bathe in it.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
that's
like,
so.
Got
That's
an
weird.
open
rolling
cut.
around in it. People running away. Ah!
So I don't know how it can get much weirder than that, but that's a good way to. That's pretty
That is
weird. Right out of the
odd.
gate. Right in
I
the
mean, well,
Right.
so in addition to that, they're taking everybody's temperature too.
yeah.
Right.
So they're making sure that you're under 100.4, but the
Which
weird
is standard, right? That's standard.
Yeah.
Sure,
Right.
it's normal.
Yeah.
But the weird part about that is if you're over 100.4,
Right.
they kindly escort you out of that line and put you into a tent for waiting.
What are you waiting for?
Where you can wait to be checked again.
like a cooling tent.
I mean, it's just a waiting tent.
It's supposed
Like,
to be cooler.
so basically, like, what's going to be in that tent? Just either a bunch of really hot, sweaty, smelly people, or a bunch of really sick people that don't know it yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Like, I'm thinking I'm not going to the tent. At that point, I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, it's a little warm out here. My temperature might be high. I'll come back later. I'll see you.
Yeah.
I'll catch you guys later.
It's kind of like Universal. They're like 100.4, get out.
Get out.
And he's like, here, have a seat in our tent.
Sit in the
Right?
tent. No, it's fine.
No, let's just get out. Just,
Maybe it's like individual little tents, like little cabanas. They have set up down there.
Oh my
right all the way
gosh.
down the
Cabana, like, see that?
wait, that's
I'm all
totally
about a cabana,
different.
but-
Right, yeah. No, this is one big tent for all.
Right, one
But
big
yes,
sick
that
tent.
would be like, I can get behind that.
You think they're
It has like a
blaring?
big red cross sign with Mickey ears on it.
Probably, yeah. It's like a mash tent.
I like
kinda.
that. That's funny. Oh, there's a picture in that.
You think they're blasting? They're blasting the whole spiel over the audience,
Yeah.
and they have like
Oh, yeah,
speakers
yeah.
directly.
Or
in
maybe
there.
maybe it changes, and in that particular tent, it becomes like a whole shaming thing.
Oh yeah.
You should have washed your hands. You should have not touched your face.
Wow. Let's hope not.
They got some Gandalf-looking guy at the front going, "You shall not pass. Get in the tent."
Right.
Like, all right, go in the tent.
Yeah.
His thermometer on the end of a big stick.
Right.
Points it right at your head.
Yeah.
Just points it at you like, "Duke, no, too high."
Or maybe you go in and it's like cool and they're playing soft music and they're like, let's think cold thoughts.
Spa day.
Cold thoughts.
Yeah.
No, I don't want somebody coming in that
No,
we've had to
no.
like chill to get it
No.
down to temperature.
No.
I don't think.
Maybe what it is, and I'm sure probably what it is they don't want to interrupt the line of people coming
Right.
into the downtown Disney area, so they shunt you off, and so that they can, because sometimes those,
double check it.
those thermometers are inaccurate and stuff. So
Mhm.
they probably do one through your, they put the cover on they give you an oral one or something. They
Right.
go, okay, cool, we're good.
Yeah.
That's what I would imagine.
Probably.
But that's hard to explain in the verbiage of a press release or something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. The press release is as short as it has to be to get people's
Yeah.
attention, right? So,
But the loudspeaker thing, I still can't get over that. That is what it is. That's somebody screaming at you to wash your hands. It's
Once you make it in.
yeah, once you make it in.
So then once you get in, you can go over to Starbucks and you can have their welcome back drink.
Okay, tell us about that.
So,
I hadn't heard about this one. Welcome back.
I swear, y'all know I love Starbucks.
You do.
I absolutely do. But this is like the crap that they scooped up off the counter and like dumped into the
well drinks.
well drink. Yeah.
well,
I mean, okay, so listen to this thing. It's a blended mango dragon fruit refresher with coconut milk. That's a straight up,
that
that's
sounds
a regular
good.
drink.
I like
That's
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
not a big deal. Okay. But it also has strawberries, blueberries, pineapple, ginger syrup topped with a golden ginger whipped cream. It's like, that's too much.
That's too busy, yeah.
you know why?
Why?
They're trying to make sure nobody gets sick. So they're boosting your immune system
Yeah,
with
there
all
you
the,
go.
all the
All
fruits
the
and everything.
Fruit and everything.
Let's throw every medicinal thing we
Right?
can think about.
Anything they can have.
This is a strawberry dragon fruit and it tastes like butt. I'm not thinking that $12 drink at Starbucks is going to be any good with ginger whipped cream added.
Whipped cream, golden. Well, so they have a pineapple ginger drink anyway that's on the menu. So it's almost like two drinks that they're combining
Just put them
into
together,
one.
Yeah.
And that pineapple ginger drink, you've had that.
Yeah, and it's good.
You liked it?
I did
I
like
thought
it.
you didn't like it.
No, I liked it.
Oh, okay. Your first reaction to it was not
it
good.
was weird at first.
Yeah.
But then I kind of like, okay, that grows on you.
He's never ordered another one, mind you.
It was a temporary one.
Do you think
Anyway.
No, it's still there.
Do you think maybe like they just had stuff that was going to go bad if they didn't use it because it's been
Right.
closed for so
That's
long?
what it sounds like.
They're like, hey, let's
Get
put
rid
all
of
this together.
all the fruit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you would think if it's a welcome back drink, then it should be free or really cheap, right?
then I really
welcome
wanna-
back. Have a free drink.
I want to know what a golden ginger is because ginger's just golden in color typically.
Yeah, well, no one would think.
So what is this golden ginger?
I don't know. I feel like that's
More gold.
It's a brand name, maybe.
not good.
You feel like it's just
I
not
feel like
good.
that's not a good thing.
I think it's got way too much stuff going
Yeah.
on. But if you tried it, please let us know.
I do remember the one that I had it was sweet, refreshing, but it had because it had that ginger in it, it was
Mhm.
hot on the back end. It was like
Ooh.
had a little bite to it.
Oh, I don't think like things when they're hot on the back end.
Yeah, but it's like it was like
I mean, my heated. I
Sweet
guess
baby
it's not
Yoda.
entirely true. I like my heated seats in my car.
yeah, that's
There
true.
you go.
Yeah,
You do
yeah.
love those. in
I
the
do
winter.
love the heated seat.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe hot on the back end's fine. Okay.
So that's the weird, but I've got weirder.
You've got
No.
weirder?
It gets
Oh,
weirder.
boy.
It's got
Now
weirder.
what?
It doesn't get weirder.
So on Twitter, where I've been living lately because I just find it to be very entertaining these days.
Right.
Mhm.
Not most TV, so I'm just living on Twitter. There were pictures on opening day of a woman and her big family over next to Cooks of Dublin, which is the quick service for Raglan Road.
Mhm.
Right.
And she had a tabletop grill with an open flame, and she was grilling hot dogs.
She brought her own grill?
She brought her own grill and a little rolling backpack thing.
Please tell me this is on like YouTube or something. Somebody like that.
It's at least on pictures on Twitter. I haven't looked at
Pictures, okay.
YouTube.
I'd love to
But-
see video.
And so there's a picture of like her whole family, like a bunch of them sitting there eating their freshly grilled hot dogs. And then there's a picture of the woman with a Disney manager and a security officer.
Being handcuffed or tased.
And you could just tell by her face that she's like, what? What do you mean I can't grill my own hot dogs? Like,
Ma'am, no open flames, please.
That requires a lot of advanced planning.
Right?
Doesn't it, though?
Like
A lot.
Like you've been waiting all this time for Disney Springs to reopen.
right.
And while you were waiting, you weren't thinking, gee, I wonder what restaurant's going to be the first one to open because I want to make sure that we get like some really good food. It's like, no, we're going to go shopping and we're going to open grill hot dogs outside.
Well, most of the things that were open were just restaurants, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So,
So
what
was
the
point of
heck?
Going like you
What
just
was-
needed somewhere to
yeah.
be.
We're on a tight budget.
Which I get.
Really
But
tight.
why go to Disney Springs? If you're not going to eat there, I don't.
If you're going to
Yeah.
barbecue, stay home.
Let's do
To
a
go out
throwback.
and wear a
Yeah.
mask.
Let's
to-
do a
Yeah.
throwback to the Sabre Splurge. At that point, you know,
You were right.
save the money on the hot dogs and grill. Splurge on getting yourself dinner.
Right.
Yes,
Exactly.
Exactly.
You bothered to come out, get yourself dinner.
Yeah. And, who knows? We don't really know the whole story because it was just a Twitter thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
But, maybe there's food allergies, but the whole family was eating it.
If you're eating a hot dog, you don't have any food allergies. No.
To be fair, they do have,
I mean, it could have been a
all
turkey
beef
dog.
kosher
Who knows,
dogs or
right?
turkey
could
dogs.
Have been a turkey dog, but
Right.
Took that drink at the wrong time.
Yeah, you did.
But so there's some, I don't know, people on Twitter were kind of saying that, it was great. They enjoyed it, but it was definitely a little odd.
was she
Yeah.
handing the hot dogs out to people as they walk
No,
by?
That's what
These are
okay,
great.
so
Thank
when
you so
I
much.
first read the story, that's how I totally thought, oh, this lady's got a food truck and she's grilling hot dogs for people.
No. She had a food backpack that she wheeled in with her.
Golly. How did she think? How long were they going to have to stay for that fire to go out and not be so flippin' hot for her to carry?
Right? Yeah.
I mean,
She had a
right?
little wheelie bag. Maybe it was insulated for heat.
Yeah, it was
she
probably
just throw it
gas.
in there,
Maybe by the time you
Full
So
eat,
she brought along a propane tank?
No, it's like white gas, like a little camping stove.
Oh.
I've got one, in my
Yeah.
backpack. But
I was
I don't
cooking hot dogs right now.
Kyle's like, I'm bringing it to the park.
get it right here.
Right?
Get the hibachi.
So
up here.
I know what it is. They were supposed to be staying over at the trailer park, but since it's closed,
Uh-oh.
Right. That's probably what happened.
Eric, that was
Yep.
just for you.
Those
Yep.
people
That must have been what happened. That makes so much more sense.
probably had their RV out in the parking lot too, right?
Right?
Yeah. Well,
No,
I'm questioning.
that's
Hey,
right.
we can't diss
So-
on the RV people. That is a growing number. There are a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
people that are RVing
Yep,
now
absolutely.
because of this whole thing.
So this does lead to question though. So in order to get in, they're doing temperature checks and they're doing all kinds of other stuff. Are they not checking bags?
Apparently not.
They're not. And up until this point, they have never checked bags
Yeah.
at Disney Springs.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
So they're not.
Huh.
But that was something that kind of came up too in the back and forth on Twitter was like,
Right.
where were the bag checks? They don't
Right.
do them.
Right.
Yeah.
I just assumed, I know that they haven't been doing it, but I assumed at this point that they would have started. But I guess maybe because there's multiple entrances and
Yeah.
Well,
You
right
know, it
now
would
they've got
require a
5
lot of-
entrances open and they're checking temperatures
Oh,
at
yeah.
everyone. They're
Right.
checking mask
so wouldn't you
usage so
check
that
bags, especially somebody wheeling in, their kitchen. You think that would be
Clank,
Excuse me,
clank,
ma'am.
clank, clank, clank.
oh, that's just my grill.
right? She's got pots and pans going. What are you doing? She's got a little
Case of buns.
on the side grill. She's got the beans going.
Yeah, right.
Stirring those out.
I don't know. All I can think of though is the list of restaurants that were opening day is kind of long and whatever. But you had Chicken Guy, and there were people 8 miles long waiting for their chicken.
Right.
And the Boathouse, people were lined up for Boathouse, and this lady's over there
They just
frying her hot
Frying her
dogs
hot dogs.
or grilling her hot dogs.
Wanted some hot dogs on her poutine.
Right.
I mean, I have never wanted hot dogs that bad.
Never.
Yeah.
And I like hot dogs,
Right.
but
I do too,
Right.
right?
never wanted a hot dog that bad that I was going to pack a grill and bring it with me.
Just go do. Yep.
I can't believe that. That's crazy.
I just stay at home and do it.
Right.
Just seems way simpler. And then go to Disney Springs if you want to just walk
Go after
around.
lunch.
Right.
Right.
Go after lunch. No
I mean,
problem.
we have a problem where we always leave at food time. We're always on our way to go somewhere and it's time to eat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I understand that happening, but
But they had to pack
but
the
she
hot
packed
dogs.
this stuff.
Right.
All right.
I need to know more of the
beat
story.
that hot dog to death now, so let's
Yes, we
move on.
have.
Oh, is that a
hot
horse
dog.
reference?
Anybody else got any crazy news? Or any else craziness going on at Disney Springs?
That's all I got for now.
That's been the best so far for the first week of opening.
Yeah,
That's
it's not even a
great.
full week yet, but it's been busy over there. And
Right.
soon the Disney-owned things are going to start popping open this coming week. So maybe we'll see even more.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, hand sanitizer in the mister.
Let's pause for a moment to hear from our sponsor. And when we come back, we're going to talk again about we're going to talk about our favorite line queues at Walt Disney World and then which ones we would redo if we could. So we'll be right back.
We all know vacation planning is stressful and time-consuming. Let the expert vacation planners at Mickey Guru Travel Company handle the details and find you the best deal possible, all at no extra cost to you. Whether your vacation dreams are made of roller coasters and princesses or sailing on the open seas, they will help create a magical experience you'll remember forever. To learn more about Mickey Guru and how they can help you save time and money, visit them at mickey-guru.com.
We're back. And let's talk about our favorite ones, our favorite line cues first.
Favorite ones.
Yeah.
Favorite
Talk
ones.
about my favorite
I'm
one.
having words, they're a
She
problem.
is. She's right here.
Blah, 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 blah. Oh, that was sweet.
Social distancing. Social distancing. Okay.
I'd kiss you, but plague.
Right. So, Kyle, what's your favorite queue in all of Walt Disney World?
Oh, I'm glad you started with me because I have a feeling that I may be stealing some thunder here, but it'd have to be Smuggler's Run. I think that's the coolest one
Oh, okay.
because it's one of the newest, if not one of the second newest. And to me, I mean, it fulfills. I mean, it's set in the whole Star Wars universe. From outside, you're in Black Spire Outpost, and then you walk into this thing. I mean, it's just themed from start to finish. And one of the best parts is like when you're at the last point in the queue, you're in the Millennium Falcon for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I mean, right, and it looks spot on down to the chessboard. I mean, it's incredible. And I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but this is just so immersive to me. I mean, you really feel like you're in the movie.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Now, the ride's not so good, but, it is what it is.
I love the part of the queue there that, opens up to the outside.
Yes.
So you can see, the Millennium Falcon.
You can see the Falcon from the
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
And it's cool because the way they've got the walk through, you walk back around and essentially into the Falcon. The way they've got it set up is
you're
really
in the
neat.
You're in the docking bay with all the machinery and the robots and stuff and the thing working on it's just way cool.
Yeah, they did such a great job with that.
Yeah.
Totally agree. That one's right up there.
Yep, very cool.
Yep.
Gina, what about you? What's your favorite?
I love Peter Pan.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the new one. The new rethemed one. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think they did a really good job of one of my beefs with interactive stuff in queue lines is that it makes it go longer. And I think the way that they have follow Tinkerbell and you walk and you hit the shadows and it makes the dingling sound and all that kind of stuff. I think it moves you.
Yeah.
It keeps on moving you along.
Yep.
So I like the fact that it looks like you're walking through the house and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's subtle. They don't lead. They don't say, "Hey, look at this." It's kind of like if you were standing there not paying attention, and all of a sudden you see sparkles go. Bling, you're like, "Whoa, what was that?" And you start looking, and suddenly you're seeing it, and you're like, "Oh my God, this is so cool."
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the subtlety of that one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just whimsical.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're totally ready for the ride because you spend that time leading up to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, we almost always use a fast pass for that, so I've only seen it a couple times.
Yeah.
But it's worth the wait. I mean, if it's half an hour or so, which we know Peter Pan is generally much longer.
Not.
than
That's first thing when it
I was
opens.
going to say, Peter Pan's a half an hour now and the park's not even open. Check your app. It says 30 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of that, not to go off the rails too far, but I'm in love with what the app is doing when no one is there. There's all kinds of new games and pictures.
Mm-hmm.
They have a PhotoPass pictures that they don't ever have there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you're like got nothing to do for a little while, like look that up. I happened in there by mistake. I was looking for a PhotoPass picture, and I couldn't believe all the different kind of tips and trivia, and like someone's definitely on their game in there.
And this is My Disney Experience.
Yeah.
That app. Oh, cool.
Yeah, super cool. All right, Eric, what's yours?
I am gonna say, well, Millennium Falcon was mine as well.
I knew it. I knew it.
But-
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
man.
We'll talk about
That's
Rise
all
of
right.
the Resistance.
That's not nice.
Poor Eric. It's just-
Oh.
You say you love me, and then you say something like that.
Sorry, it was like right there. I had to go for
You
it.
had to.
Oh,
So, because I know how this show works, I gave myself a couple extras.
very good.
Good.
And I'm actually going to go with one that Allie and I were talking about earlier today, which is Everest.
Oh,
It's
yes.
That's what Maddie
yes.
said. Maddie,
Yes, I
that
love
was hers.
Everest.
They
Yeah.
have
Ah.
such a great queue, and it's
Mhm.
unfortunate if you're on a day when it's not very busy and you fly through that area, you don't get to see a lot of the cool stuff that they built up. But they've
Yeah.
got,
Right.
they intermix a lot of like actual artifacts with made up artifacts. You know, stuff from expeditions that have gone up through Everest and
Right.
done that, and they interwork some of the Yeti stuff in there to kind of add to it. But
Well, they have
Yeah.
a museum, right? The little museum
Yeah.
you go through that's
Yeah,
got all the Yeti stuff. That's
right,
just
exactly.
over the top.
So yeah, I think they did a great job with that. As far as there's not really any interactive stuff or anything like that, but it's just a cool. You're almost like walking through a museum.
Well, there's
Yeah.
the bells that you can jump up, or if you're
Sure,
like me,
yes,
if you're like
yes.
tall like us, you just bling and ring
Yeah.
the bronze bells as you walk
Yeah,
by. That's kind of
that's
fun.
If I jumped, I'd fall.
Like, ah!
So, and that would ruin the ride. So, but
So yep, that's mine.
that's a good,
Good one.
What
Good
about
That
one.
is a good one.
So mine is Flight of Passage.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. Think about it.
Not the fast pass.
Yeah, I was going to say, I
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done the standby
Well,
one.
even the standby, you're going up through the mountains, not to steal your thunder, but you're going up that trail up something.
Yeah, that's true.
Get deeper into the woods and the waterfalls. Anyway, sorry, Christy.
No, and
Yeah, the outside part's really nice.
Yeah.
The
it's
outside part
gorgeous
of the
outside
fast
with the
pass is nice.
waterfalls and
Yep.
I did the regular line several times opening weekend, and I haven't
Mhm.
been back since,
Mhm.
but it absolutely has a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
It has that big avatar in the tank.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then as you're going through that whole area, it's telling you the story of the Navis.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or the Navi.
Navi.
Sivako. But like that whole thing is cool. So
Mhm.
that's kind of, I think, my favorite.
I love the as you get into the base or the building or whatever. I love the rumble.
Yeah.
You know, that whole like you're in a machine. You know,
Mhm.
you hear all the machinery going on around you. That's just like, wow, that's cool.
That would be cool.
And I like what they did with that one and with Smuggler's Run. The exits are themed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So you're not completely off the ride till you're really out of it. Right?
Yep.
I like the fact that they did that.
Yep.
And again, both of those are in themed lands, so it makes sense that they would continue it out to,
Mhm.
out to
Correct.
that. So
Yep.
Yeah.
no,
Did anybody
that's
else have any secondary favorites?
There's the classic. Like if I was thinking of a classic ride, I would have to say Big Thunder Mountain because it's got a cool queue. As far as just fun goes,
Yep.
and the whole experience of it's all wood. You're like in a mine. It's all, even though it now has some interactive stuff added to it,
Right.
especially for the kids and whatnot. But I think the theming of that's really cool.
Yeah. I will say, like, one that they've redone that's annoying to me is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Because
Really?
I
Oh,
I
because
like
of the
it, but
the interactive
it's
part.
the slowness of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People sit there and play the
Those will be
ding dang
those will be
game so
removed
much.
or shut down.
The ding
Yeah.
dong games.
Too much
Yeah.
hand contact there.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're talking classic ones, mine's Haunted Mansion.
I was thinking of that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely. I love the Haunted Mansion one.
Yeah, the graveyard. And the,
Yeah, everything.
everything
It's
about
one
it.
of those that you'd love to be there on a day when there's nobody else, and you could just take your time and walk through it and
Mhm.
actually enjoy it all and see it all.
Mhm.
Because you don't always get that. Sometimes you're rushing through it, and you kind of miss some of it. So
I wish there was some way that they could, for that ride and for the Nemo and Friends ride, could make it so that you don't have that adjustment period from outside where it's really bright, and then inside, and you're like, okay, I can't see anything at all.
Nemo does. That's the whole point of it. When you first walk into that first room where you're at the beach, yeah, you can't see. You're blinded totally.
Right.
That's why I think it make it go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Even though there may not be a long line.
As you're walking through that part of the queue. Yeah.
Don't you think?
Still not enough,
It's
I think.
still annoying, yeah, because I can't see anything.
Still can't see.
Yeah.
If you made it a little brighter, you could
Right.
do that and then dim it as you get further into it.
Right.
So I was going to say that one, the Finding Nemo one, for me is one of my favorites too, just because it feels cool.
Yeah.
Like you're underwater and you can see the boat.
Yeah, you can see the boat.
Ripples,
Yeah,
the
like
ripples and stuff. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
That's cool.
Everybody walks underneath and goes, I'm going to touch the butt.
Yeah, exactly. I also really love Slinky Dog because there's a lot going on over there with like the different games that are in Andy's room. So like if you're reading things like the Tinker Toys and all of that stuff, it's cool to look at. I mean, they could do more, but
yeah.
Always looking for the little secret things that they hid in that stuff too, though, because you know there's stuff. So every time you go on it, you can just keep looking like, oh, I didn't see that before.
Yeah, and just hidden Mickeys by themselves. You know, there's hidden Mickeys everywhere now. Very popular.
Yeah.
I really like the It's a Small World queue.
The ramp.
Right, that ramp gets me every time. Whee!
It's funny, and at Disneyland, the It's a Small World queue all takes place outside.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I didn't realize that, and I was like, what? There's no line here?
There's no line.
And then I realized, nope, it's there. It's just all outside, and then the boat goes inside afterwards, but it's a little hot in the sun out there.
Yeah.
Can imagine.
Which is a big
like
thing
that
if
at
you watch the
Disneyland Pier.
Tomorrowland movie.
The Tomorrowland
If you watch Tomorrowland.
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole thing about that queue and then walking through it and then
that's right.
where the ride takes you.
You know what? We have to watch that again.
Yeah.
That was at the World's Fair, though, where that
Yes.
happened.
Yes, that's right.
But it's the same ride.
Yeah.
Because we saw that once at the drive-in, and I slept through most of it.
Yeah,
Aw.
it was kind of...
We have it. We have it.
Well, it's on Disney Plus, too.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't think about that. I'd like to watch it again.
Yeah.
All right, so those are the ones that we love and probably don't want to change.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the ones either that you want to change, refresh, mix it up, or one that doesn't have anything at all that you want to add to it. I'm going to throw it to you again, Kyle. You can go first.
Why would you do that? Because this is the one that I've been struggling with quite a bit.
I'll go first.
Pass it to Gina then. Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay.
I mean, I know what mine is. I just don't know if it's especially after hearing everybody else's. I don't know.
So what I would do is redo the queue and add to Pirates of the Caribbean. I think it's really cool. I think it's neat how it's like you're walking through the fort and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's got plenty of space and area for interactiveness. One of the things I would kind of do would be like an animatronic that's like Johnny Depp or one of the pirates, but has voice from a cast member back in the back that kind of says stuff. Kid, what you looking at? You know, that kind of thing. I think that would be really cool.
So when we did that for the Halloween party, they did actually have people throughout the queue in different areas, like the guy in jail. There was actually somebody in the jail and turned and like would talk to people and stuff. So there's tons of space for them to actually do some pretty cool stuff in there.
Right.
And make it different every time.
Yeah, exactly. It could totally.
Yeah, that would be really neat.
That idea.
Do you remember? I don't know if it was the queue, but we were at Pirates one time, and our girls had gotten. They had done the Pirates. What's it called? You know, where you can do the makeup and dress up and stuff. You know, that it's kind of like Bippity Boppity Boutique.
Pirates League.
The Pirates League. There you go. So the girls had done that. And that's kind of tied into the queue a little bit because it's one continuous. That's kind of between the exit and the queue.
Right.
And the cast members there, you know, they're dressed up. You remember the cast member? I was taking a picture.
Oh, okay.
And then I was taking a picture of Gina and the girls, and then suddenly Gina starts laughing, and the girls are laughing, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, let's take another picture. And they try it. And they start really laughing. And I'm like, what are y'all laughing at? And I literally took the camera and I could see the reflection. And there's one of the cast members in a pirate suit, this lady behind me, and she's going, making faces. She's like right over me, right? Because I was down on my knee, you know, kind of stooped down, and she was right behind me making faces. And so that was fun. That was cool. They need more of that.
Yeah.
That's like something you would have it. From what I hear, that's something you would have at Disneyland quite a bit. That interactiveness with the cast.
Yeah. Very cool.
So if you haven't seen it, it's funny you had mentioned pirates. So if you haven't seen it yet, go on YouTube, find the Pirates of the Caribbean in Shanghai.
Okay.
There's a full POV video that somebody did. It will blow your mind.
Oh, really?
It is absolutely amazing.
Oh, wow.
They did such a great job with it. It's huge. And
it's an e-ticket attraction there.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Wow.
And it's a E+ ticket attraction. They did an amazing job with it.
It's almost
blown
worth
away.
the flight that's like 8.5 days to get to Shanghai.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So if you haven't seen it yet, go on, check it out. You'll be sad every time you ride Pirates. After that, you're like, wow, this is we need to see this.
Shanghai is open right now.
Yeah.
Shanghai is open, but
That's true.
when you have a chance, go check it out because mind blowing.
Maybe that's why you're a good point. Our Pirates needs a little love.
Yeah. Could use some love.
If they did this with it, it would be pretty impressive. So
cool.
All right, what's yours?
Me? So mine is, I'm going to change the queue, but to change the queue, I have to change the name of the ride as well.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
So instead of Space Mountain,
No.
that's okay. I can go with a different.
I can work with. No. I can work with it. I can actually work with it.
Instead of Space Mountain, it now needs to be Space X Mountain.
SpaceX.
Oh, I got you.
Right. So new sponsorship.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Whole thing. And we're going to completely revamp the whole entry queue and stuff, and get rid of the 70s space program stuff. Wipe that all out. Yep. Replace it with Hubble photos and the new manned spaceflight stuff that we're going to do, and
live feed from this
live feed from. Oh my God, how great!
Make it more like something they'd do at Huntsville or Kennedy Space Center.
Oh yeah,
or Houston.
Something like really interactive. For people, and like you said, a live feed from the space station would be awesome. Like
that would be cool.
There's so much great stuff that they could
just
do.
Like flying through and you get a duck while you're in line.
Right.
And have SpaceX sponsored. I'm sure Elon would just love.
Absolutely, like come on, there's got to be something you can do to spruce all that up with that, right? Especially they're launching everything out of Florida. This is in Florida. Come on, we can do something here,
right? Right.
Yeah. So that was mine. That's
good.
Like, if
That's
we're
a good one.
Good one. Let's do it up. Let's bring it up to date, and
Now we're even. You stole mine.
Yep.
Oh no! It definitely needs that 70s kitschiness.
Just kind of clean that up a little bit. Let's make it a little more realistic, I guess.
Yeah.
You can still have that crazy ride on the end of it.
Right.
So, Kyle, do you want to go now, or do you want to go after me?
No, I can go now because it kind of ties into what Eric was saying. Because I was actually going to choose Space Mountain, but I was also going to caveat that and say that it's a little bit of scope creep. But I think that they're in the process of doing this. But the whole Tomorrowland kind of needs a refresh. Not so neon campiness, cartoonish, almost like it would just be nice to see it change. I know it's great for the kids because it's bright and everything's large and outlandish shapes and stuff like astro orbiters that looks like a big orrery and stuff with rockets and whatnot. But just kind of tie, maybe not quite as realistic or education infotainment kind of thing as maybe Space Mountain, but just some more consistency. Get rid of the 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're dropping Tron in there like within the next couple of years,
right?
And
exactly.
That's going to raise it up. Just
change the whole
everything else. Yeah, bring everything else along with it up to a modern spec, right?
I think that's what they're doing. I think we're in a long multi-year process right now of them doing that.
Them redoing Tomorrowland.
So there you go. I would redo the whole land, kind of touch it up.
Well, it needs some love to it too.
Yeah. And that goes even as far as like even though I wouldn't touch the ride to save my life, other than it needs some work. But the queue really doesn't exist for Carousel of Progress.
No.
But if you redid, the whole Tomorrowland, you could work a little. It doesn't really need a queue,
right?
But you could at least make it something different. Like maybe integrate part of the show into while you're waiting or something.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if they had like live actors out there, like
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would, wouldn't it?
Uncle Orville or
Right.
something like that.
No
Yeah, and do you remember the trash can? What was the trash can's name?
Oh yeah.
Had the robotic
Yeah,
trash
right.
can
Talking
that
Yep.
rode around.
Oh yeah,
They need
what
stuff
was
like
his
that.
name?
I don't remember.
Push.
Push. There you go.
Push.
Push,
Mhm.
because it had us. Yep.
Yep.
Perfect.
All
All
right,
right,
so
Christy. What's yours?
mine, you guys touched on it a little bit, and I was like, I'm not feeding into this because I'm
Oh, I know what it is. I bet I know what it is.
Mine train,
Ah.
because they need to fix that before the park opens. You cannot be encouraging all these little kids to be
Same with
touching.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yes,
Yeah, I was
the
thinking
poo-
Winnie the Pooh, too.
poo wall.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
the
Don't
poo
touch the
Not the
poop
poop
wall.
wall.
The honey wall.
germ wall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like that
So-
big wet ball in the middle of Tomorrowland too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. That stuff's gonna have to be like kicked out.
Yeah.
But my idea for the mine train, and bear with me here,
Mhm.
but make it interactive and have a sing along as you're going through. So
Okay.
like you're singing like either hi ho, it's off to, like in a certain section.
Right.
I'd love to have dwarfs visiting.
Little people.
Right.
but just 7 of them.
Yeah, but just
All right.
7. But not even all of them, but maybe like a certain spot in the queue where you get your picture taken with them, because they're not really out a whole lot.
Yeah.
You're right.
So maybe
Yeah.
have that kind of be like a little thing, because that line does not move terribly fast.
No.
Mm-mm.
And so having some of that stuff would be cool. But
I like the sing along idea. That's pretty good.
Mhm.
Because I sing, especially on the exit, not in the queue, but
Yeah.
when we get off that
Okay,
ride, I'm
yeah.
almost always
Right.
singing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Always.
And I'm kind of digging the idea of like a drive-by character greet.
yeah.
Like you just kind of like as you're going by in line, just
I am
like, hey,
too.
smile, click, and then go to the next one, and then the next person, hi, click.
But the maintenance of that would be, I'm just trying to think of like these high maintenance people would be like, wait, I want to get one with
wait,
me.
I need 6
the
more.
cat.
Right, yeah.
Right, exactly.
The Karens.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the Karens are like, back up, lady.
Come on, can we get one with just me for the cats?
Right.
No.
Well, and my idea was that like, you know,
One picture per group, everybody through.
my idea was that like you'd have like, you know, Grumpy, and then later he would switch out and you'd have Sneezy or whatever.
Mhm.
Although maybe not Sneezy.
Yeah, not sneezy
We
nowadays.
probably can't have Sneezy anymore.
No.
Yeah.
He would have a mask on. He would
Yeah.
have a mask.
No.
But doing something like that so that like they have that. And then my other thing was I was thinking about the mirror that
The magic mirror.
magic mirror, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Have that along with what Gina said with a real person on the other side, but
Right.
have the mirror telling jokes or like interacting with the people in line.
Mhm.
You know, kind of like that
Yeah.
that crush.
Mhm.
I can see
thing.
that. Yeah, yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be
Yeah.
great,
And you
actually.
can- you can
somebody telling jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
keep everybody.
And you can entertain a large group with that because
Yeah.
the mirror would be pretty large and
Right.
people in that entire area could see it. So you need to make sure that you're not repeating stuff too frequently. But so you have, you know, a 15-minute spiel. So
Yeah,
that
you just got a list of things that you run through. And,
right.
Oh, what
You could
great
have a
idea.
whole that guy because I bet every crowd has
Yeah,
has
that
that
guy.
guy.
Right? Yeah,
Oh,
little
yeah.
light that flashes on them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that, you know, people love the villains. So
Yeah.
the idea that you could kind of work the magic mirror and the evil stepmother, evil queen into that seems like that would be a really cool kind of
That is cool.
Mhm.
thing.
Idea.
And none of it involves people touching anything.
Right. That's
True.
the big piece.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was my idea for that one.
Yep.
Good
I
one.
like that.
Very good. Very good.
So I've kind of got one thing outside of that I think would be fun to touch on too is we were thinking about this earlier. What you find is a lot of the fast pass lanes
hmm
really are not
Not-
particularly themed, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of them, they're all things that were kind of thrown on afterwards. You know, most of the rides, if not just about all of them, except for the ones in the last few years, were developed long before Fast Pass was a thing. So they never really considered that. It would be nice if they really started theming the Fast Pass lanes
Yeah.
a little bit better, and just bring the level up a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
well-
not, you can't do the same thing that you would do in the regular lines because people aren't there as long.
Yep.
Because the idea is you're going through quickly, but it would just be nice to see a little more, I think.
Smuggler's Run's a good example of that. That standby line still takes you through some of the outside. You quickly duck inside, but then you go through the whole maintenance bay. Right. It's a whole different side of ramps. You go up those ramps.
Yep.
So you still get some of the, interactivity or some of the show, but
yeah.
Flights of Passage, that needs a little bit more.
Yeah,
because you really don't get it much. So you walk in, and all of a sudden you're now in the warehouse.
Right,
exactly.
And you're like, oh, okay. I would have really liked to have seen all that stuff. Now they tried because they put the big window there.
The big window,
so you can see, stuff, and the poor people on the inside are looking out at all the people that are flying by. They've been in there for like 2 hours.
Yeah, right.
But I've never actually been through the regular queue there. We've always done the fast pass.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because the regular queue is so long, and we have great travel agents.
Exactly.
That must be it.
Yeah.
That is it.
So I think it would be nice if they gave a little more life to some of the fast pass lines and
good point. Yeah.
Brought that up to speed.
It'd be interesting to see what's going to happen now, especially since we know when they do open again, that social distancing 6 feet between parties is going to be a thing.
Right.
I still haven't wrapped my head around that, how that's going to work.
I think the lines are going to be horrendous. They're going to look horrendous.
Yes,
they're going to look bad.
Mm-hmm.
But they also there won't be as many people in the park. Well, that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We're only going to be at 20-30% capacity for some period of time, up to maybe 50 at some point. But
do you guys ever wonder what's going to happen after we don't need to social distance anymore?
People will naturally still social distance for a while.
Like those poor cast members that have to be fill in all available space.
Yeah.
A year from now.
Right.
You can't make me, and I'm not taking my mask off.
Right.
It's now attached to my head.
Right.
I just wonder that because, when we watch TV now, and you see people not social distancing, Allie and I were watching a show the other day and people were at a concert and both of us went, oh! And then we looked at each other and started laughing because we're thought the exact same thing. What are they doing? They're at a concert.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're like, oh, this was years ago.
It's like Caligula down there. What the heck?
It's ooh.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
All right. Does anybody have any other ones that they thought of they wanted to share before we move?
Nope. I don't think so.
Yeah, those are the big ones for me.
Yeah. Cool. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if you would like to share your ideas, we would love to hear them. So you can definitely give us your ideas on our Facebook page, on Twitter, on Instagram, and we will share them amongst our followers. So you can find us on Twitter, MG Travel Talk. And then on Instagram and Facebook, it's Mickey Guru Travel Talk. So please stop by, give us a shout, let us know that you're listening, and what queue you would do. Also, if you know how to spell Q, that would help me. So I put that in, and then the spell check was no. But then when I did CUE, that wasn't it. And then when I did,
that's a cool stick.
Yeah, it's a Q stick, right? And then QUE is K.
Right.
I thought I was speaking Spanish all of a sudden. It started translating for me. So,
¿Qué pasa, Disney?
Yeah, ¿qué pasa? No. All right, that'll do it for us tonight. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.
Safe travels, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Toodles.
Do the peace sign.
Yeah.